UFOs, UAPs, lights in the sky. He was up on the mountain, he saw something. He would come to find out that others had seen something too. They had seen the same thing. Let's get into this. This is the story from the mountain. All right, we're rolling on this one.
All right, it was like a few weeks, a month or so, and I realized it was like hard to talk, and I was still really flustered about it. So I'm up there, I'm talking to this, I was like 25, older gentleman, he's probably like in his 60s, and we were just talking about hiking up there. He hikes up by Mount St. Helens, and somehow I started leaning on it. I'm like, and then he was really intrigued about it. He's like, no, go ahead and talk. He's like, I've had an experience too, and I could tell he's like, I know what you're going through. It was almost traumatic in a way. And so he's explaining to me, he's like, I don't talk to a lot of people about this either. He's like, I know what you're going through. I was like, okay. So I told him what I saw. He was telling me that he was up in the woods by Mount St. Helens, and he was camping out in a tent. It was late at night, and he was with his dog, and all of a sudden he got this is part of the story too, the way he explained it. He's like, all of a sudden he's like, I got this eerie feeling that came over me. It was like, and I forgot what it was. He said either the animals started making noise or the woods just went like super quiet. And he's like, I remember this was part of it. He's like,
Dude, that sounds like cryptid stories I've heard.
So it gets crazier. So he's like, I just got this eerie feeling, and then he's like, my dog started freaking out, and then he said all of a sudden this bright light in the middle of the night came over his tent, and it just lit it up. Like the way he described it, it was almost like a lightning strike when it lights and then you get that white light.
My friend Todd Neese, he's the Bigfoot guy up here in the mountain.
Oh wow, yeah.
He would like to hear that. He's not into the woo-woo stuff, but
yeah, dude, I never was either. This is why I'm telling you this, because it
was like, continue on.
I'm like, oh shit, that I've always teetered on it, but I was like, okay, this is a fucking thing. I don't know what it is, but it's something going on. So this guy, the way he explained it, he was like, this light just came over me. It made no sound. He said, I had no clue where it was coming from. And he's like, I just had this weird, he's like, this feeling that came over me. It was like so weird. And he's like, and then it just kind of hovered behind me. And he said, the other thing was that he's like, I could not see any point of origin of the light. It was just a white light, and it kind of just hovered over him. And the way he explained it, it was kind of traumatizing to him. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, we're not alone with these experiences. And then not too long after that, my boss, who didn't know this guy, he was actually younger, my age, we were like in our 20s at the time. He grew up right by St. Helens too. And I was starting to tell him, and he's a really religious person. He converted to this apostolic religion, which in my mind, they don't believe in dinosaurs and any, they kind of...
Yeah, we all know.
Which I'm not judging that at all.
Yeah, okay.
But so he's talking to me about it, and he and I were friends. He's like, he looks at me, he's like, I don't really talk to people about this. And he's like, but I feel like I could talk to you about this. We're driving the truck. He basically explained the same exact story to me. He said he was driving up a logging road, and all of a sudden he got this really freaky feeling that came over him. And he was driving in his truck, so he just stopped the truck, and he's like, both guys explained, this is what tripped me out. They both explained, two people that don't know each other at all in the same area, they both explained the same experience, and the way they explained it, you could tell it was traumatic, life-changing for them. And he explained pretty much to a T the same thing that this other guy just explained to me a couple of times. He said he was driving along the road and he got this really eerie feeling, and so he decided, he just stopped his truck, and then all of a sudden this white light just came and hovered over him in the middle of the night, and the same exact thing he was telling me. It freaked him out. He had this weird feeling, and it was just this white light, made no noise, he had no point of origin, and it just kind of hovered over him and just hovered away. So yeah, and it was insane to talk to these two people that didn't really probably believe in this stuff at first, and then they experienced some similar thing. You could tell they're like, the reason why they don't talk to many people about it either, they're like, it's just, they said the same thing. Like, it was nice to just talk to somebody about this. And like, it's like, no, you saw something too. We both saw it. We don't know what it is, but basically that's, yeah.
Well, I'm listening to you, and you're telling me.
And I've talked to a lot of other people that have had, and it's not like I said, it's funny, I didn't get much sleep last night, I've been snowboarding all day, so I probably sound like I'm ranting a little bit, but I don't know what I saw, but I saw some shit that, has never...
Well, I haven't seen the shit, but I'm...
Yeah, and it's crazy.
I'm listening to the story.
I almost want to see it more now, but now that I want to see it, I probably won't ever experience something like that.
Well, I don't know. Nowadays, the lights are everywhere.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of people are seeing it over on the East Coast, and actually all around the world right now. The mainstream is not reporting on it anymore at the moment, but sightings are coming in from all around the world. Now, how could that be our government doing that? How could that be?
It's like the Arizona sightings. Remember those?
Oh, yeah, they go way back.
So my buddy, he's a good friend of mine. He was living in Arizona, and he saw that himself, too. I mean, thousands of people saw it.
Yeah, thousands.
He saw that giant ship ship come over him.
Right.
Like, how do you... Nobody's saying... We don't know what it is, but it's seen to, like, everybody saw that. Thousands of people saw that.
Before that, they saw it over Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
they saw them up there years ago, after Captain Byrd came back from Antarctica.
Yeah, and
they started showing up.
So, the thing was kind of almost thinking it might be like a conspiracy. I'm like, no, the thing is, like, I don't know what it was. I had no clue. If that was a ship that was, I've thought about this, if that was an aircraft that was piloted by a human, we definitely did not get that technology from, so that's part of it too. Who knows?
Yeah, and that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
Where did that technology come from?
Yeah, so that's, and like, I do believe that we do have some of that technology, and I don't know.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
It's also one thing over the years I've thought about this, like, if we have that technology, why? And the other thing, like somebody brought up too, is imagine we had that technology where we didn't need, they harvest energy out of space to power these things. So imagine you took that energy and unleashed it in the world right now, where we didn't need fossil fuels.
Where we would be now, yeah.
This is a good point. Like, you have to slowly release that, because it would shock people, and it would also, like...
Yeah, that's bullshit. You know what? I call that as bullshit. They don't care about us. They care about them. They have the technology. They want it. They want to keep it secret.
Which we could go down that rabbit hole for days.
Yeah, the Pentagon is down that road right now. That's what they're saying.
This one guy, like, you ever check? He's all right. I kind of like his opinion and his outlook and theories on it. But I think it's either Stephen Green or David Green.
That's Dr. Greer. Dr. Greer,
yeah. He's one, and he brought up a good point that opened my eyes. He's like, you know what, like, imagine like they unleashed that technology into how much that would screw up our economy right now.
Yeah.
If we were not dependent on fossil fuels, electricity,
we keep hearing those
which is
stories.
Something that we need, but the powers that, there's a lot of people high up that are going to stop making money.
They're keeping us dumbed down.
Yeah.
They're keeping us dumbed down so that they can be the leaders. They can be the gods.
Yes.
The almighty gods of this world. Well, we're starting to call them out now.
Yes, and that's what's interesting. Some of my friends that are into this stuff, and they're open-minded about it too. None of us know, but I'm liking it too, because even in the last 20 years of having that experience and paying attention to it, and I like to read. Anytime I talk to somebody that's had an experience, I will bring it up, but I also won't poke it. And it's everybody I know that's a friend of mine. Like, I've known them for years, and I didn't know they've had an experience like that. When we start talking about it, but yeah, the other thing is like, man, because that's what I wondered. I was like, what's going on? There's something out there smarter or whatever, higher beings than us. I believe that, and it's like, what do they want with us? Are they like watching us, trying to help us, or?
Well, that is the question. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, my man? What do you think about that?
I don't know, dude. That's what freaks me out. Like, because then you have all different angles of it. Yeah, these people that think that they're a threat, and it's like, the one thing I've learned, like, if they could do all this shit, like shut off nuclear, you've seen that where they've shut off nuclear silos. If they could
and they have done that. That is proven. Yeah, that is proven.
Yes, exactly. So if they were a threat, you think they would want to. That's the other thing. Like I said, dude, I'm so open-minded. I don't know, and that's the craziest part, the biggest mystery. And it's like, sometimes I wonder, like, is it an evil side to it? Like, are we like an experiment to them? Like, are we some sort of,
Yeah. Well, now you just said that.
I don't know.
That big question about evil against good.
Yeah, and
is there evil out there?
And that's what scares me too with the government too, because it's like, if they have this technology, are they trying to like manipulate us to make us think that they're a threat, so we could use their technology against one day? And but no, dude, it baffles me. And it's like you said too, like, what after that, that was more spiritual, the thing, seeing that, than, you know, my parents tried to get me to go to church when I was a kid. I could never fathom my mind around like this one person, heaven and hell.
Yeah, I know, man. It's blowing my mind too.
Yeah, even as a kid, but when I saw that, I was like, there's something bigger going on than us.
And they're talking about it now,
Yeah.
up in government, about the spiritual side of things. All kinds of experts are standing up.
You're a bit older than me, so like, it wasn't talked about as much probably when you were in your 20s.
Oh, hell no.
And if somebody talked about it, they were considered crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So nowadays, it's like, no,
times are changing, man. There's a reset going on.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping, that one day before I die, at least, dude, it's like one of the biggest questions in my life, man.
Well, because you've seen things.
Yeah, and it's also crazy too, because it's also made me look, there is something higher, something bigger than us going on out there. I mean, the universe is what? Exponentially, we don't even know how big the universe is. We don't even know how many universes there are. And then you also put on top these beings, I'll call them, whatever's visiting us, if there's different species, they've also evolved. So yeah, they've been I mean, the universe is what? How many? 4.2 billion years old? And we've been around with technology for what? 50, 100, 200,000 years now? So if you think how far ahead they are with us.
Yeah, and
so
then,
dude, that's my thing. That's my one thing. That's another question. It's like a thing like with the conspiracy thing. It's like, are they trying to hurt us, or is it something going on, or could they have the answers to like help us as as a civilization and a species?
Well, that's the big question that's going on right now. Because it's all happening right now. All of this is happening.
I'm hoping that it's not some evil thing, and they're here to maybe like show us the way, because.
Or they're fighting against the evil side.
Yeah, because
the ones that are holding all the secrets that have enslaved humanity for God knows how long.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm getting older too. I see, and like my friends some of my friends really are. I think they go down the rabbit hole with conspiracies, but you know, there are. It's like they say, it's like the top 1-2% that are like, I don't know, could help the world, but they don't, because they're more, and it's.
Well, you know, this is going to be very controversial.
Yeah, and it's like you said too, like here talking to you about it, that's one thing I'm realizing too, because it's like a big question on my mind, like what is going on, and could they help us? Like, do they have, because if you think about it, if we had a technology where we didn't need electricity and fossil fuels, our world would be a way better place. You know, it would be easier to grow food.
You keep. These are very good talking points that you keep bringing up, because where would we be now if they had not held those secrets?
Yeah.
Through the last few decades, for the last 80 years, basically, keeping secrets from us.
So, I watch some of these documentaries or YouTube channels on UFO stuff, and like there are a few people that they're just scared and they like trying to project it as a threat. And I'm like, that's how civilization is going. Like when somebody's trying to do good, it seems like the powers that don't want those people to change something and they want to still be in power, they try and like demonize those people, make them a martyr and bad. So it's like the same thing we were talking about. Like some of these channels are like, oh, what if they invaded us? It's like, whoa,
they're here.
Yeah,
they've already invaded us.
But it's like I feel that's the way
they have not hurt us.
Yes, exactly.
We have not been hurt one bit, not one bit.
Sometimes I wonder if they're just watching us and they're like, are these guys even worthy of helping? You know what I mean? Or should we let them destroy themselves so they're extinct? Are they even worth? So
well, if you can imagine that they're looking down at a sandbox, there's a bunch of little kids going back and forth, and they're gathering together with their friends, going, we want to take over these ones and the other here on the earth. It's like, really, is that where these humans are at?
Yeah,
on this planet.
Yeah, and it's like, it makes sense to me watching things. I feel like that is a true thing. Like ever since we started developing a lot of people agree with that. Ever since we started developing nuclear weapons, which is another key where we could destroy ourselves more, I feel like they're becoming more and watching us more. So
yeah. But how many of these guys are standing up now after all these years,
like I said, it's crazy
telling us, it happened? They shut down nuclear facilities. They shut down our missiles.
And that's one thing I like about it, because to me, like, I try not to let it affect. I think about this a lot, but also try not to let it affect the way I look at the world, because who knows if it'll ever be disclosed. Because there are some, like I said, I know some people that go down the rabbit hole and it kind of
did.
So I keep it open, so like we don't know what's going on, but it's also,
Actually, we do.
yeah,
You and I,
yeah.
we are down that rabbit hole, and we're looking around. And plus,
Yeah.
Congress is doing the same thing now.
Yeah, which is
So we're not alone.
So that's a huge. I like the fact, like I said, some of my friends and I talk, and I'm like, yo, dude, like it's becoming more of an open topic to talk about it, and they can't hide it anymore. So I would like maybe not full disclosure, even if it comes from the government or whatever, but I would. It's like I said, it's a huge mystery in the back of my mind, and it's also like I said, it ran it now, but it's also opened my mind to being like, when I get frustrated with humanity and civilization, it's also like there is something bigger. So don't let the negative side of humanity bring me down. And maybe there is something bigger out there that can help us, but it's also, yeah, who knows? Even 20 years ago, it wasn't talked about as much when that shit happened to me.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, it's great to talk to people and like, hey, we don't, and the whole
Maybe
thing.
that's why I'm here with you tonight.
Yeah. It's like, we
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
why you walked through the door.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do know there's something. Yeah,
I know there is.
how many-
I'm an old NASCAR crew chief.
Yeah.
I believe in shit right down here on the world.
yeah.
But
And it's
guess
also-
what? There's so much more now.
Like I said, as a kid growing up, like I always questioned that too. Like, you know, like parents, I don't believe in the whole church thing. Not judging that. And that kind of made me lost as a kid. Like, wait, you telling me because I don't believe in Jesus, like I'm gonna burn in hell because I don't go to church? But
Well, you can say that now.
yeah,
You
but,
can say that now.
But and who knows? But one thing I always, as a kid, wanted like, are aliens real? Before I seen that, it's like, well, and you think it's like, how could you not believe in that? We're here. There's more stars than there are grains of sand in the Earth, and there's how many planets around
The
those?
scientists have told us that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, how can you not think? Yeah. So. Yeah, my name was Rob.
All right, Rob.
Yeah. What was your name?
I am Chuck Fasst.
Yeah. It's nice meeting you, man. If I don't see you, enjoy the Philippines.
Okay, my friend. Thank you very much.